Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pray First. It's a conversation that we have right here on the Pastor Doug page at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. This is an interactive conversation, so I want you guys to take time and I want you guys to make sure that you're saying hello to each other, welcoming each other, talking to each other, talking to me. I love Pray First because it is just that. It's an interactive conversation that we get to have with one another. And as we start our day first, as we start our day making sure that we're giving God the first of our day. So this morning as I woke up and I realized today is Friday, September 11th. And I think that it is important for us to make sure that we remember that today being September 11th, that we take a moment to remember what this day was in our history. So I know, again, remember how I just said that it was an interactive conversation? So take a moment and share where you were on September 11th when the Twin Towers fell and when the plane crashed into the Pentagon. And make sure you're taking a moment throughout today to just pray for the families that were affected and pray for our nation as well. So I got ahead of myself. My name is Ann Starker, and I am one of the pastors that has the privilege to work for Pastor Doug. So he gets to be my pastor, he is my boss, and he is also a good friend of mine. So today is Friday also, which means that it's my day off of work. So I can't wait to get started with my day after, of course, I'm done having fun talking with you guys. And I am so excited for this weekend. We're going to have a big weekend here at Crosspoint. Pastor Doug has a powerful message that he's going to be bringing, so you're not going to want to miss this. Which brings me to my second point of interaction that I have to ask you guys. All right, so we know that Pray First is not just here local, it is around the country. So how many of you guys have already gone, like your churches have already opened for in-house services? Because I have friends throughout that their churches still are not open to coming in because of COVID. So are you guys all able, if you are in a place where you can actually go to church, or if this is your church or if Crosspoint Online is your church? I'm just curious if you're outside of Crosspoint, if Crosspoint is not your church home, are you actually able to attend church? And if you're not, there's my little plug, if you're not, 10 a.m. and that's Central Standard Time is when I need you guys to tune in to Crosspoint Online, because Doug has a powerful message, and again, you are not going to want to miss it. He's continuing with the Not Today Satan series, and it's a weighty subject, but it's something you guys are going to want to hear. So don't forget, CP Online Media is the app that you can watch this from. Of course, this Facebook page, it's actually Crosspoint Online is the Facebook page. Make sure you go ahead and I see the hearts and the likes going up on the side. So please go ahead and welcome all of our newcomers. There are lots of newcomers here. And thank you guys yesterday for sharing. Those of you that came to Pray First because someone shared Pray First with you. So make sure you share this out. Make sure you go ahead and you hashtag live, hashtag shared, hashtag recorded. I'm a little extra tongue-tied this morning. Hello, everyone out there. I see all of you guys posting things out there. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Terry. Terry just said that she's having some audio problems. Is everyone else hearing me okay? I think so, because there's lots of things. Terry, try coming in and coming out. That always seems to help me when it happens. All right, so yesterday's message that I brought you was weighty. So many people that I personally know are dealing with grief right now. Many of those people are actually dealing with grief because of a suicide. So I knew I had to talk about it. I knew that I had to share with what God was telling me to share with you guys, because my hope was that I would be able to help you. And we need to be able to free people who are living with grief to also not live with guilt. I'm going to say that again. If you're living in grief, I don't want you to live in guilt. That's why yesterday's message was to share with you what God has told us, what God has told us about death, about our days being numbered here on planet Earth, because I wanted that to be one of your truths that you can cling to whenever you're feeling guilt for someone that has died. So if you are feeling any guilt at all over losing a loved one, or perhaps you know someone who is struggling with this, please tell them to take a few minutes to watch yesterday's Pray First. All right, So yesterday after Pray First, and Pastor Doug and I are working, I asked him. I said, "Hey, is there a topic that you would like me to talk about this morning?" Because I knew that I'd be doing Pray First Thursday and Friday for him. And he said you can talk about this, and he gave me a subject that he thought I could talk about because I'm really passionate about it. But then he smiled and he said, "But talk about whatever God tells you to do." And I love it when God combines both. So I kept feeling yesterday and last night, particularly, that God pressing upon me this, reminding me that there is a season for everything. In fact, Ecclesiastes 3:4 says, it specifically tells us there's a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. And that's where my mind kept going. And so then I was looking up, and how many of you guys out there know who Michael Jr. is? He is a comedian. He has been on late night talk shows. He has his own things that he puts out on YouTube. Well, I stumbled across him last night, and this is something that he says. He says the Bible always says that laughter is good like a medicine, and that comes from Proverbs 17:22. And then he continues and he says, if it's a medicine, why don't we take it to the sick? Why don't we take laughter to the sick? And that made me realize how important it is that we need to give people an opportunity to laugh. At Crosspoint, we talk all the time about making sure we're giving people opportunities. We like to empower them. These are all words that are part of our culture. But here's the thing. Laughter is the best medicine. Science actually tells us that laughter releases stress and improves your mood. It'll boost your immunity, and it can even relieve pain. Even hospitals, particularly children's hospitals, they actually incorporate laughter into their culture because they know the benefits that it has for children. And I have seen personally laughter diffuse many stressful situations, as I share you guys have. So I was writing this up last night. I was actually thinking about a stressful situation that really did make me laugh, and so I was going to share it with you. So my husband and I did a lot of road trips, and he was stationed out in Bremerton, Washington at the time, and we were driving down to San Diego. So we're talking all the way down the coast to San Diego to see his dad. And of course I think we just had Rachel at the time, and we're driving, and there was this driver. You know those drivers that tail you really close and they just drive you nuts? So I can watch Alex getting more and more and more frustrated. Well, I may or may not be a little bit of a backseat driver, so I keep cautioning him, hey, be careful, don't make him mad, don't make him mad, don't make him mad. And Alex is like, just chill, woman. But, and I said, no, seriously, honey, this guy's like, he seems like he's crazy. So as he starts to pass us, so Alex slowed down enough for him to pass us, and then as I look at my husband, he looks, and I kid you not, he sticks his tongue out at the driver as he's driving back. That's not a usual thing that Alex does. But anyway, so you're watching by, and the driver drives by, and you can see that he's about ready to wave a finger at my husband, but instead of waving a finger, he looks at Alex with his tongue stuck out at him, and he bursts out in laughter. And then the driver waves at us and drives on. And then, of course, Alex and I bust out laughing, and we just keep driving. And yes, Michelle Edge, that was the best. I think that was the best way I've ever seen road rage diffused. It was in that moment. I've also seen laughter help with tears. The first time I actually was at a funeral that Pastor Doug preached, people were laughing, and he was encouraging them to laugh. He goes, don't feel bad for laughing. Yes, you were in the middle of grief, but there are going to be things that are going to remind you of your loved one, and laugh. Laughter is a good thing. Laughter is medicine. And we all know how much laughter is contagious. Don't you love those people's laughs which just make you laugh? And some of you right here are very own people that you know very well. Like Pastor Brandy Bell, I love her laugh. Like when she laughs, I will laugh because it is so contagious. It's that belly laugh that you're just like, oh my gosh, I love her. I love her joy for life, and you can feel it in her laughter. And I love Pastor Dennis's laugh. Oh my goodness. If I could bottle that laugh, or just, I might record it sometimes, because when he laughs, and no one laughs like Dennis, it's hysterical. And those of you know Pastor Brandy and Pastor Dennis, you're going to agree with me, right? Their laughs are wonderful. And that's part of the reason why I also love where I work, because we laugh all the time. We kind of have a high stress job sometimes as pastors, so to be able to laugh through it is a delight. And we all know how funny Pastor Doug is. Well, I gotta add something else. What's really also extra funny is the church secretary have young Miss Desiree. she admitted, she shouldn't have done this, she admitted out loud how she suffers from secondhand embarrassment. Well, that makes it much more fun when we're out and about having lunches and such, because Pastor Doug loves, as he's funny, she gets embarrassed, and we all laugh even more. Anyways, let me go ahead and get started, because I know that was a long intro, but the Bible has much to say about laughter. Although sadness and suffering are part of the human condition, God wants us to be joyful and to find happiness. Laughter is closely tied to joy, because the feeling of joy can promote laughter. And let me give you a few verses for you. Okay, so in Genesis 21:6, even at the very beginning of the Bible, Sarah then said, "God has given me cause to laugh, and all who hear of it will laugh with me." Most of us all know the story of Abraham and Sarah, and how she has Isaac, and how Sarah had doubted that God would give her a son because she was really, really old. In the name Isaac actually means he laughs in Hebrew. And in case you didn't know, you know who told Abraham to name him this? It was God. I love this. I love that God has a sense of humor too. Did you guys ever think about that? He has a sense of humor. He wants us to laugh. In Psalm 126:2, then our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues sang for joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. And this psalm is referring to the laughter that erupted when the Lord had brought the exiled Jews back to Jerusalem. But what I want you to pay attention to this is that it was their laughter that alerted the nation that the Lord had done great things for them. It is important to laugh. In John 16:24, he says, "Until now you have not asked anything in my name. Ask and you will receive, so that your joy may be complete." Jesus is telling us to ask, and we will receive so much joy. As Christ followers, we need to remember to ask for joy, not just pray for others in the difficult situations around them, because joy is infectious. If we are more joyful, it will spread, it will inspire too. And that led me to what Doug had suggested I talk about, and that is my passion for what we're doing here at Crosspoint. And that is the thing that he's teaching us, the principle he's teaching us, how we're supposed to come in, and then we're supposed to go out. And then when we go out, so we come in, we know we refresh, we repent, and rejoice. But when we go out, we're going out to love others. We're going out to show someone who may not have had anyone show them kindness, love, joy, kindness. But in the midst of that, it's laughter. If you guys look at any of the pictures that we have out on Crosspoint Family, or I know that Doug shares that on his page and also Crosspoint Online, what do you notice? In every one of the pictures, people are smiling. Not just the person that's receiving the blessing, but it's also the person who's doing the blessing. This is contagious. It's a joy. And those of you who are not part of Crosspoint Family, this is not something we just have to do here. This is something that can be contagious across the world, across the country, across the world. So what we encourage people to do is do this, to go be the church, go love on people. Remember how I said earlier that some of our culture is that we want to make sure we're empowering people. And another thing that we do at Crosspoint is we do things with innovation. Our why, as I describe it, why we do what we do is because we want to love people that no one else is reaching. And we want to do that in innovative ways because we want everyone to know the joy that comes from and the love of Christ. It cannot be contained in a building, and that's one of our hows. We do that through the Multi-Method Church and through First Sunday. So I just want to really encourage you to go out to love others and to share what you're doing as you're loving others, because that is contagious. People want to be a part of that. People want to be a part of the joy that comes through laughter, through love. Laughter is important. Look at the smiles. Do something and share. Again, that's another reason why I said innovative. I really, really, really want to know the ways that you're doing it. So like just at Crosspoint itself, our location here in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and that's not to say that our Crosspoint Online friends across the nation are doing this as well. But do you know that every month there's new things that are happening? Like one of our very own, Miss Kelly Salda, who is part of our Pray First family as well, she made earrings. Ooh, and I actually have a pair of them. It's not the ones that she gave out. But she made earrings and she gave them to women. She went someplace and she presented her story to these women. She shared. She became the teacher. She shared her love for Christ. She gave them hope. She gave them a present. And she gave them joy. And it doesn't just have to be, don't think that you have to give them something. We've had people that have gone and they've mowed lawns for people. That gives joy. That brought smiles to everyone's faces. We've had people that go visit widows. We're doing things that we're commanded to do. And it's all centered around joy. It's all centered about love. So please participate in this. Please participate in making sure that you're spreading joy, that you're spreading love with others. In John 10:10, it says that this is Jesus, and of course, we've used this verse because it talks about how Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But also, Jesus says that I came that they may have and enjoy life and have it in abundance and to the full until it overflows. Happiness is a lot about perspective. Heaven is going to be happy. We know this. And I want people to know about Jesus so they can get to heaven. This makes me happy. I want my life to count. I want my life to count. I want to spread joy to others. I want people to know the abundance of love that God has for me and that he has for them. I'm going to end with this. So Psalm 118:24 says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." I want you guys to resolve to find joy and laughter somewhere in your day today. And even more important, when you find this joy, I want you to bring the joy and laughter into someone else's day today too. There's so much going around us today, guys, and I know that it doesn't take anything for us to look and see people that are sad or people that are burdened, people that are mourning. And I'm not discounting any of that at all, but I think we also have to be balanced, and we need to share joy and laughter. And I'm even encouraging you to laugh in the midst of your mourning. Laughter is good medicine. And today, if you have time, go check out Michael Jr. on YouTube. He's a clean comedian. He is fantastic. I can't tell you how much I laughed last night, and I really, really needed to. So on that note, I want you guys to have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to pray us out right now. Come back on Sunday morning at 10 a.m., either to our Crosspoint location here or join us online, all right? So I'm praying for you guys. Lord, thank you so much for today, Lord. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, Lord, this day today, Lord. Comfort those that are mourning today, Lord. Help us to remember reasons to joy, Lord. Lord, no spirit but your Holy Spirit. Have your way with my friends today. We love you so much, Jesus, and we want everyone to know the love that we have for you, and more importantly, the love that you have for us. I love you guys. I know Pastor Doug will be back on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. Make sure you tag one of your friends that you think that needs to remember to have joy, to remember the importance of laughter, and share this out. Have a fantastic weekend, my friends. Bye. I'll see many of you on Sunday.